Well, that
Let's start recording before I forget. Yeah, go
yeah.
ahead.
Hello, Josh.
Mm. Welcome, Tristan. Welcome, Josh. Welcome, Celine.
Thanks, guys. I think
Hey guys, how's
Stuart's
it going?
joining in a minute as well, once he figures out the technology.
We usually give it a couple minutes after the hour just to let everybody trickle in. We have quite a few more um, that committed, so we'll give it a few. We have our guest speaker here, Vitaly. We'll give
Yeah.
him his formal introduction. Just give it a few minutes, and then we'll do the quick introduction, and we'll get right to it. How's everybody doing?
Oh,
There you go.
I learned this
Fireworks.
recently also.
Oh shit, I didn't know that
I
happened.
know, doesn't work.
Well, that's a good sign.
Yeah.
Welcome, Stuart. Got Stuart on the line here. New friend, lots of insights with Stuart on the ride down to Irvine and ride back, and good conversation. He helped me have a big aha moment. So grateful for him.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hmm.
Okay. Can you see me?
Uh,
There we go.
yeah, I
I'm a
can
little
see
up.
you. There you are.
All right.
I was just mentioning we'll give it a few minutes to let everyone trickle in. We have our
I
guest
love it.
speaker here, Vitaly, on the call. We'll do a little introduction, and then we'll get underway. Yeah, how's everything?
Good. Yeah. I was having challenges. Like I said, your text for some reason won't come up on my laptop, so I couldn't get the link from my Zoom. I guess I could have went into Zoom and did it, but anyway, yeah. Your texts aren't coming onto my laptop, but they're all over my phone, so that's good.
Technical difficulties, but we're good.
Yeah, we can get over. How's your week been?
Amazing. I've been doing some journaling, um, just sitting with those thoughts and just noticing how sometimes we put off the things that make us uncomfortable, like the all the ideas that I talked to you about, like the masterminds. I've been sitting with them, thinking about them, but then I'm like, you know what? It feels like I'm sitting with them, thinking about them, and am I really pushing them forward? And so today's Thursday, and I haven't really done much to push them forward other than sitting with them. But I feel like action, creates whatever needs to be, whatever for energy and information needs to go along with it. If I take action, it'll just come up, just like with healing conversations. I had no clue what I was doing. It's just something that came through, and here we are now. So I feel like that's what's next to be negotiated. I have to like get over the overthinking paralysis by analysis I get myself
Ooh,
into. Yeah.
well, we're gonna partner on that for sure.
Uh, Welcome, Rose. Glad to have you on the call here. We have our guest speaker as usual. We give it a maybe another minute or so, and then we'll get started here. So happy to see you guys here. How's everything, Rose?
Um, it's good. It's been busy and lots of healing practice. I guess this is like a ongoing thing. It never ends. It's a journey. So
Right. Well, you have a really good attitude all the time. You have good energy. So happy
thank
to see you
you.
here. It's going to be such an
Thank you.
uplifting call. I have a really inspiring speaker. Um,
Awesome.
yeah.
How long before we can we convene?
I would say just about a minute or so. It's
Okay.
11:04. So we'll honor everybody that's here on time. In fact, yeah, let's get the ball rolling. I'm sure whoever else trickles in, they'll be able to get the gist of everything. Let's honor everybody's time who's here on time. So welcome everyone to Healing Conversations. Today we are honored to have Vitaly Cheresh. Excuse me if I said that incorrectly. Join us for a deeply inspiring discussion on maintaining progress toward your life goals amidst challenges.
Did you say
Vitaly's
tea?
journey. began as a professional skydiver, base jumper, and cinematographer, has been both exhilarating and marked by profound loss. His film Above the Ground stands as a testament to his dedication to preserving the legacy of 27 friends lost to skydiving accidents. Also, in case of his death, he wants to leave a record to his daughter, 12 years old, Nicole. With a mission to raise awareness and promote safety in extreme sports, Vitaly's resilience and passion shine through his work and in this film. And in 2018, he rallied over 200 people to bring his vision to life. What a creative, right? Showcasing the courage and camaraderie inherent in the skydiving community. Alongside his wife, Karina, Vitaly continues to inspire others with their unwavering commitment to honoring those lost and sharing their stories in the world. As Vitaly eloquently expresses, and I quote, "The awareness of inner freedom in each individual depends on his body of imagination through the prism of the perception of illusion and a projection that was on a particular frequency, including both the level of activity and information that has been fixed in the brain as false stereotypes of cultural rules that we must follow." What a deep thought. Vitaly will now share with us his journey, which transcends boundaries, ignites courage, and reminds us all of the power within to pursue our goals despite whatever life may bring. Welcome, Vitaly.
So much. No, yeah. Should I just start like
Yeah, let's get the ball rolling. We've had
I don't know, like
probably like
tell
15.
how I came to this, like how I came to filming the Above the Ground movie, and
Yeah, what led to that inspiration? How did you overcome your challenges? So we can take
yeah,
a cue
first
from
of
you
all,
and get inspired.
I want to talk like what I feel these days and what's triggered me to film and what triggered me to start jumping. And one of the things, like I met Joy recently when he was heading to airport, and the star was born. Like so, and I'm doing the Uber driving these days, and what's benefits of this, like we are like working on finalization of the project, and I have to wait many things because there's a lot of people involved, and they kind of finalizing some of the part of this movies, and this helps me a lot these days by doing like this rides to analyze the mood of the entire like because San Francisco is it's like a capital of all this industry that really rapidly developing within the um, technologies. And it's really like a good thing to analyze the entire mood of the planet. And that's what actually the thing that triggers me to film, because I was disagree with the entire system and how it's create for us the perception and the vision how we should live and how we should see our lives. And then when like I think the old standards, I think today we're gonna talk about the issues I saw, and it's not applying anymore these days. You know, when I raised mentality, when our parents, they were trying to apply their experience on new generation. They were saying, we have to follow these rules. We have to learn. We have to go to school. We have to get this what is it, like education, right? And we have to. So they was telling us that we have to be like everyone, stick to the crowd and follow these rules, right? And when some people from even those days, and they were feeling like, no, I feel something wrong in here. I want to go and start like developing whatever I feel right, whatever intuitively I feel right. Then the other people who surrounds you, you know, they would say like, "Hey, you're doing something wrong. You're doing something wrong. You have to stick to the crowd." You know, and this is like um, let's say I'll come back probably to this. I'm gonna I'm just trying to structurize so be to stick to how much we have, like 30 minutes, right? Trying to structure
We have an hour, so feel free to,
develop all the, the idea, like okay, let's come back to why I start skydiving. Skydiving is I think it was at some point I realized that we all people, individuals on this planet, and we all have our own fears. And these fears could be different. It could be fears of death, which is the common fears of heights that I have, and fears to many things. Go on, like fears, social fears. Go grab the microphone, or like me today, first time, like maybe talking to the group of people, trying to share my life experience, right? And sometimes you need to get used to it, because when you like one-to-one in person, it's easy, but when you have like a lot of people listening to you, it's like you're going through some nervous, right, phase, and and this also kind of type of fear when you have to like overcome it. You just have to go and deal with this. So at some point of my life, I realizing, wow, wherever I had fears and I went through them, it was always before that like curiosity, you know, and like what if I will fail? And this is like self-judgment, and that's many people are really scared to go through that phase because they have a high standards from them. They think like, no, I'm not gonna go there because I'm not ready, because the people get used to it. They see me all the time successful, right? And if I'm doing some action, it has to be succeed. And this is like having these high standards and the perfectionism, sometimes like what we're dealing with, and the fears. So sometimes people, even they never tried to go and do something what belongs to them, what's like, because it's a lot of impact of society. Parents, they think, hey, no, don't go there because you might fail, or you just have to stick to the crowd, you know. And that's what I'm trying to come up that I knew that because I tried to face those fears, and when I actually faced them, I saw it's just the new opportunities was opening in my life, new doors, right? So, and at some point I was like, okay, what's left I have? I have like a fear to hide. So I knew like I need to try, like I need to try just to go and jump once. So, and when I came to that, you know, I come up with this the jump, and this was like something that opened me the new like a level of perception of reality based on the people who were involved to this sport. And I start like it's kind of shift me from one frequencies to higher frequencies of your relationship to this reality, to a relationship between you and what involved, like risk involved. The risk involved into this sport, action sport, is that you might die every day. And when you start look around at the people, started realizing what actually drives those people, and what these people went through, and on which frequencies they are. So the sport itself, like we're talking about extreme sport, that's what actually developed this spirituality in me. Is you start developing the courage between you as a consciousness, when you're realizing that today you might lose your life, and this is what maybe the first phase of your feeling in the sport. You start fighting with what if I'm gonna lose life? And then you start questioning, but one day everybody will lose life, right? So you start like kind of focusing on what's really important in you and your connection to this world, to this material world. You start going through this ego when like, wait, like you start actually underline all attachments to material world, and it's really actually shows you like your ego, because I think when we afraid to lose our life is we really attached to something that surrounds us, to ourselves, like who we are. Like I so love myself, I don't want to lose myself. I love this person, I love this. So you have so many illusion of that's so important to you that you so really fearlessly uh, afraid to lose it. And that's like the more you jump, like um you this is another phase when you start realizing and start think why people, for example, are risking their lives. And I saw it's a lot of individuals who came to the sport by many reasons. And lately I started realizing it's and some people, they don't even, unless somebody will tell from a side to them what might be the reasons. Some people, they don't even know what's triggered them to go and risk their lives. And this could be like the traumas we have from our childhood, and we kind of searching to fulfill happiness in our souls, and we cannot find it in this society on the ground. So people going sometimes and risking their life to feel something that they're supposed to feel on the ground daily. And this what they experiencing in the sky, for example, when you're jumping and like, wow, this is 60 seconds right now, I'm free falling, and you kind of already that person. You just need to survive in this minute. Kind of you like with like high speed, you just, the gravity is so sucking you to itself that you need to open the parachute to survive, right? And within this minute you start realizing these feelings that I came later on. There is it's called determined, that I didn't know earlier. It's called flow state. It's when you actually connecting to the specific mindset, which is called flow state. It's a shortcut to achieve this present moment. And when you feel like you completely free, whatever you've been thinking is important at the ground is fading away. It's like you start realizing how you so like focused on this moment right now, and you're so connected to the nature, to the universe, to your like divine source, like to your inner self. And you start realizing whatever you've been thinking or going through earlier, you care about all this like bills, career, and all this stuff. It's just, it doesn't matter anymore. You start being in the moment, and when you really truly like in the moment, you start realizing, wow, this is not about life. Life isn't about just go find the right job, get this like succeed at the job, or whatever you believed earlier, whatever you like we were educated, is doesn't work anymore. You start kind of realizing the value that you are just a spiritual being, like this physical body. You have this physical body. It was given to you in order to go through these emotions. We all kind of souls entered this material body in order to go through many like emotions. It's through the love, through struggle, through loss, through many things, and through this and you start realizing that you're just infinite spiritual being that came for these emotions. And I started realizing that the more we have struggles or whatever we're going through, especially these days, the more you growing spiritual growth. And this is the most important part, that I remember that thing, that we are here temporary, nothing is permanent, absolutely nothing. So, and we have to learn how to extract the value of every single day and whatever we're going through, especially these days. You know what, this arise, why it's so beneficial to me. Even like yesterday, you know, I was doing another high class level ride on for like on different car. It's called Black Limo, you know, and these people, like, it's completely different class, and you think they are successful, and they kind of, but they just on different level, but they have the same problems, you know, the same. They just on different material maybe level, but they going through the same struggles. And yesterday was kind of confession time for one girl who was in that car with me, and she said, like, somebody asked you, like, what's how you see your future, and she said, I see my future like I want to be a good mother. I want to have my kids to live happy life, not like I'm going through these struggles right now. I'm in a survival mode, and I see, like, these days many people, they're not living this surviving, and this, like, even I have many like people, business people, like recently in my cab, and they were having the same kind of conversation, and the system right now, the way they work, like, they all work in the same company, and in these companies, the group of people which work for the same company, they split it by groups, and they all compete between each other, and between in these small groups, there are also individuals who compete between themselves. So all the system works like you have to compete with everyone to prove how you better than the others. And I think this is already the fault. Like, instead of, like, working on something, I mean, I think they created this to motivate people to be, like, be more efficient, but I think it creates the other problems. It creates it's a falsy kind of motivation that drives people. It's not like motivation based on this feeling of happy, of family, you know. It's a motivation based on the competition, you know, and this is one of the problems that these days, like, people are unhappy, you know, people are unhappy of where we're living and how this system works. So so coming back to the sport, it's a lot of issues we're having. When I'm saying on the ground, I'm talking about the how everything works right now, and it's hard. I think every single individual going through finding this simplicity, like simple, like be happy and be free mentally, free, like just have this, you know, a little bit of feeling of being free on this planet, you know. So another reasons, like, people, like, because why I'm mentioning all of this, I think it's everything is applies on us, you know. Like, another group of people who came to Skydive is people who were addicted to something, drug addiction, for example. Drug addictions is also the other topic. Why you do drugs? Why you do alcohol? Absolutely the same. Every single person trying to find the tool to fulfill these gaps that they have. And it's like by traumas, by it's many things that they need to like to find like a pill or fulfill this sometimes just free, happy, you know, and that's all these different individuals. They what I realize, especially these days, we need to develop courage, you know, and the system actually right now is based on fear, and the fear I see when you create the fear, it's easy to control society, and the fear is like it's one of the destructive emotion that human has, and but on a tiny level, fear is entities, and the more you give to fear developing yourself, the more you feeding these entities. We can't see them, right? It's something that when we have this, for example, intoxications, like problems like addictions, is on tiny level. We have the entities around us that came like, and they actually trying to like downgrade our life, like lower our vibration frequencies, and our kind of goal as a soul is develop discipline and to higher our vibrations. And when we going through, like when we trying to overcome our fears, we first of all we're fighting with our kind of mind blockages that and giving ourselves possibilities to increase vibrations and rid of these entities. And when you fearless, when you don't have fear towards like anything in life, you will feel how you how all your like energies flow, the abundance will start coming to you, prosperity, and so on and so on. So the goal in life is actually to fight with your fears. It's very necessary, and in order to succeed. But the other thing, like you have to understand, when you decided to create something, and you truly believe it's just, you know, sometimes the idea came, you know, oh, wow, this might work, and you start developing this, and then somebody's coming, your friends, like 80%, wow, it's a great idea, and another few would say, hey, what if that won't work? What if you will fail? You know, they start placing this, planting the seeds that you might fail already. And what I realized is just the people who projection their weakness parts, you know, we shouldn't listen to anybody, because we all individuals, we have our own journey, our own path. Even our parents, sometimes they fail. Sometimes people won't succeed because their parents, as a people, we should look after, like look at. They don't believe that it might succeed because of their failures, you know. So it's the far we go with our ideas, the more it will be obstacles, the more people would say, hey, it might won't work. And the far you go and don't listen and just following your like intuition, your like goals and dreams, you will at some point realize that it's not that many people left around you, you know. And sometimes the far you want to go, the higher you kind of crowning, the less people who were at the beginning will stay with you, you know. And it's the sad part of it. But what I realized, the other thing, like you kind of, you know, it's just we kind of live in the same reality, same planet, but we have different, like the old souls, new souls, and we all vibrating on different frequencies. And when you feel you have this idea and something like dragging you up, that's mean you're just uplifting uplifting your energies. You kind of already, you're transforming yourself, you're going further. And if these people who left you and you were feeling this was my family, you just, guys, right now you're vibrating different. You just have to let it go, and you will see how the new people will come. The new people who actually on that frequency that you're heading to, you know. So it's all like about this. I think the game with how you kind of growing, spiritually growing, and all these sports, skydiving is. I think it's more like shortcut because this is one of the most scariest fear we might have, fear to death, right? What else we can like fear so much rather than death, right? Or rather than lose ourselves like as a body. And so yeah, that's what like a basic what are we going through this sport is in other words, skydiving is a tool to overcome fear, to get rid of the comfort zone and kind of work on yourself, because I think we all here, and the movie is about how every single individual have to find their own tool in life to go and deal with your stuff, to just rid of the comfort zone. And honestly, we shouldn't be scared at anything in life. And you will see like that the only one blockages we have is our mind, that give us all the time this like what if, and that's endless infinite amount like what if mind, you know. And we shouldn't listen like, I mean, we have to feel ourselves like, is it the right thing to do? And it has to go from here, not from like from your logic system, because logic doesn't work in this life. I mean, in the spiritual growth, it's just always will stopping you from achieving something, because it will be always excuse to not trying. And also we have to rid of this to remove this high, you know, at the beginning I was saying about the high standard, having the high standards. And I think this is also based on ego, you know, ego that will think what the other people will think if I will fail, you know, how I will live this life after people. And it's honestly, people really, they don't care. They don't care about, it's not they don't care at all. They don't care if you will fail. If they love you, they surround you, they will still love you. And then if you fail, that means you learn something and you have to continue trying. And I think it's not something new I'm saying. I'm sure you heard that from many people who went through this, and it's actually it's true. So, looking back, even right now, nobody believed, like my mom, first of all, you know, who's actually supposed to support me. She would like, Vitaly, start filming the movie, but you know, like went through the filming school, you know, it's like, why wouldn't you go and just work on like somewhere, like go to do like computer stuff, whatever, you know. She's always trying to change my kind of, direction, because she had this like it's many things that she already was thinking that I won't be success in this because or I will waste my time, and because I was not listening but following my intuition, I was truly believe this is will be, oh, that's what I want to say. What's actually drives me, you know, I have always this I was feeling that we have to, you know, give. We have to learn to give, and we have to enjoy of when we're giving to someone, and you made somebody life easier. I was my salary was this emotion from these people when they were happy that I provide something to them. And my mom always was saying to me, no, Vitaly, you have to ask for money. And sometimes I feel like when the money involved, I want to receive this, like, this sincerity when you truly help to someone without feeling, oh, I need to help him because to make the money, right? But sometimes just sincerely want to help, and you see the sincerity in the other eyes that you just provide something, and that's what's giving me a lot of beauty of this. And this movie that I started creating the movie because I had this base jumper mentality that one day I might die, and I had some savings. So I invest all my money because I had this feeling that I'm gonna die soon. So I invested this $250,000, all my money into that movie to create and leave something for the next generation, so they can extract something, extrapolates some information and apply on their life. And because it's been so sincere from my heart, this movie started gaining a lot of power. And there was like at some point the people was coming towards this journey, and they were like, Vitaly, but you spend so much money, so much effort, you have to make some money from this. And at some point I said, like, yeah, I went through, like, I put everything what I had. And at some point I even went through, I became homeless because of that, right? But and I started listening to them at some point. It was when the COVID hit, and when I started focusing what they were trying to tell me, I have to make the money. The movie, the interest of the money started energetically going down, and I realized that how interesting the paradox. So the more I was acting from being like just do it like philanthropically, the more it was creating this energy around this. And when I started focusing on the money, it was like going down, and then I said, okay, something going wrong. And I removed that thing, the chasing the dollar, so everything started back on track. So, and I think this one of them, I learned this also from Burning Man. I think it's a good platform to experience these things when you can. It's just underlying the issues we have within this system, which is based on greediness. It's developing the bad habits, right? And what Berman teaching us is just we have to start giving because you see, like our, like, even yesterday's conversation, group of people from the company, and like the question, whom you want to be. And it's always, and I remember this from childhood, whom you want to be. So it's all about you. I want to be, instead of what do you want to give to this world. If we're going to ask different questions, what's we feel your mission? What do you want to share with, if we would completely change our like behavior or completely different questions, not on be based on us, on our ego, because all this social media right now, is all about to fulfill their like ego, and in reality, the majority is unhappy people. They're trying to just seems to be happy, and this is what's actually I feel the issues we have.
I appreciate you sharing your journey. It's quite a journey, and all your reflections. I couldn't agree more. Right? I feel like we live in fear. We allow our minds to hijack our experience of life. Whereas you put it perfectly when you're skydiving, which I can't testify how that feels, but that's why you're here. All that melts away, and then you really see like what really matters.
That's really matters, yeah.
What really matters, really. We make so much matter, right? So much matter. And what does that do? Doesn't help us have a good experience of life. That's what I hear you saying. What really matters is when we're present, when everything melts away and we really see and have clarity, is really what you're alluding to, the clarity. So I appreciate you so much sharing the journey. Yeah, about 20 minutes. I don't know if anybody here has a question or reflection that they would like to ask our speaker, Vitaly.
I can do a conclusion. I think the important, just remember about the moment. Remember that everything is temporary. Our lives, everything is temporary, and it could be the last our day-to-day organization for some of us, or So just to remind us and grab, extract as much as we can from one day today, and uh, and share the love to whatever who's around us. Is very important to because what this sport taught me is I never spoke to my mom. Like I start talking after the sport. I was fighting with her or something. We disagreed this, and after the sport, I started another day just to call her and say, I love you. I forgive you. This ho'oponopono, this practice. I love you, forgive me, thank you, I love you. It's very powerful, actually. Simplicity of these words, but if you know the story of this guy who started practicing on prisoners, and that's what triggers them to cry, it's yeah, we just need to share more love with the people around us and don't allow these energies of Kali Yuga, destructive energies, affect our relationships with our parents, the people who love us, because by the end of the day, all our fights is all about, I think, some like some money or something that's not what it should be. So yeah, this is my conclusion.
Thank you. Stuart, looks like you unmuted yourself.
Yeah, I was wondering, is all your are your jumps base jumps predominantly, or do you jump from planes as well?
No, I started so jumping. So I have like not that much. Like I have 600, around 30 jumps, and most of them, like 600, was from the planes, and the 30 is base jumping from bridges, canyons, but I stopped jumping, base jumping. First of all, by this day, I lost already they crashed 28 friends, right? The people I met there. And this is something, uh, you know, this is more like a friends, because first of all, I would love to underline this community. This community, when you risking your life, uh, there is no judgment in this community. There is completely different relationships. It's because when you might lose your life, you start realizing that, okay, if there is someone doing some dumb stuff, this guy is just going through something in his life, and this guy is accepted. There is no. Have you seen this guy? And in this, actually, what in this world, in this where I don't like, the people judge. They judge the other people, and that's what I saw. There is no judgment, and it was so important. And these people, you're becoming so humble, wisdom. And what else I want to say? What was the question? I lost my.
Well, my question was, were you predominantly were you base jumping, or were you predominantly jumping out of a plane? And also, did you say that you lost all those friends in a single plane crash accident?
No.
Or
No,
over time?
it was different stories. Yeah, I mean, how you connect to these people, how they becoming more than a friends, right? It's when you went through something this related. It's like you went, for example, today to the war, and you saw this loss when and you faced to something the most fierce, and the people who was around and survived, and when we came back to home, these people will stay forever with you. I think the same feelings we have when we jump together, because we're sharing these moments, which is very like risky or something. And this So I call it like not friends, like soulmates, or
Yeah.
it's something more than friends, you know. So these people died. It's a There are different reasons. Some people, mostly yes, it's a wing shooting, the more proximity flying, which is this in the costumes next to the edge of the
Yeah. The squirrel suits.
yes,
Mhm.
and yeah, in that specific discipline, and base jumping, and you know what the other reasons, it's in people, that's because when you have this lifestyle like jumping, there are a lot of people who going through, you know, one of the issues is complacement. When you start like so trusting your equipment, it's opening all the times, and you just allowing yourself to be in a rush. You're allowing yourself night before to have a party, and then with all this hangover, go on an early jump. And when this something happening, the issue is happening there. It's like seconds. You need to
Yep.
react. When your reaction is like by some reason slow, you're making mistakes, and these mistakes leads to fatalities. Fortunately, this is and another interesting factor of the humans. We always want to push the edge, and in this sports, you know how many companies was trying, and they're still working on it. They're trying to make the equipment safer, and the more safer they was doing skydivers, the more pushing, the more they
Right.
pushing the edge. They wanna like, okay, right now this canopy, like deployment time decreased from 5 to 3 seconds. So now I can do more delay and pull it late. And this is always like how we humans want to push the edge, and nothing we can do is just how it made to.
Right. Yeah. Get a little bit more excitement out of it every time.
Yeah. And I think the more you live this life, when you're kind of practicing daily, you're risking and risking and risking. And at some point, when I was talking about these phases, it's phases when you kind of have fear, excitement, then fear goes away. It's half only excitement about the jumps. And then, like, you're losing or you're becoming a witness of the death of your friend or someone in front of you. It's completely like something like you might have this trauma, and you're like questioning, am I doing something right? Should I follow this? Why I'm doing this? You start questioning another, like the list of the questions. And then you kind of, okay, you went through that and you accept it. And then you said, okay, if I want to enjoy it, I like to do enjoying, like I like this freedom feeling, then I have to let it go. I have to accept the best. And when you coming to that, when you're like, okay, I'm accepting this and let it be, just enjoy this life. That's what you want to having this completely different emotion. And then you can push the age, you're already like, and I don't think so it's a good thing. You kind of losing yourself there in this process. You need someone to remind that you need to get grounded a little bit. Look around the people, like yes, you're in that state of mind right now, but if you will lose your life, who's gonna deal with this? You're gone. It's your people who surround you. They're gonna live this life, and they will go through this. They will go through struggles, and we have to think about it. Don't be selfish, like it's good. It's a good topic. We discussed this in the movie. Like, is it selfish or not? Because some people, they became that attractive and they like interactive person because they start loving do what they love, and they kind of giving this energy to people who surround. And when somebody say, "Hey, you're so selfish because you're risking your life," slow down. And these people becoming back to that, kind of a person who miserable, and then if they miserable, they start questioning. I'm not happy right now myself because I'm sacrificing of doing what I do because my people who love me, they don't want to do it. That's mean they selfish, right? So it's like,
Right.
so it's kind of like we need to find this balance, like when it's a lots of feel like, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Vitaly. Any other reflections? Rose, any questions, thoughts?
Um, from first, I want to say thank you for sharing your experience. And from what I'm hearing from you is that the sports gave you it's a tool for you, you said, to overcome your fears, which I think it's, you know, it's really great because you're stepping into your power or into your calling. You're following what feels good and what feels right to you. And with this sports that you're doing is helping you, you know, is that you feel that I finally, like, I can be myself. I don't have to follow the conventional ways of living, of, you know, because you realize none of those things matter. Like, it feels to me like what you're explaining is that I want to be true to myself. I'm going to follow my calling regardless of how others perceive me. It's dangerous, not good. Who cares? You're doing what feels right to your soul. And I can relate because I have a lot of fears of how people are going to perceive me, how they're going to judge me. Oh, then that's why I did the conventional way of living, go to school, graduate, and then realize, why am I doing this for? Why am I trying so hard to be someone or to gain something just because that's what's the society and our parents, caregivers put onto us. And now and with my healing journey, I'm slowly starting to break from those conditioning and programming that society or my parents put onto me, that I don't need to follow and we know this, it's not working. The conventional way is not working. It's not making us happy. It's making us sick. We feel miserable. We feel disconnected because at the bottom of it is that we are so disconnected from ourselves because we are not really following that inner guidance or that inner compass, right? Because we let the society, and there's so much pressure. And now that's why I can really relate to what you're saying of that, of like embodying who you truly are. And that when you truly embody that who you really are, the fear that you have doesn't matter. Who cares? Because you are living your purpose. And with your the sports that you're doing is that you really feel alive. You feel like you can really be yourself. And and all these judgments that or the all the judgments, it's gone, it's melted. Because here I have freedom to be myself. And that's what the feeling that you get. And I can really relate to that because that's what I'm working towards to, is that is to embody my authentic self. And from there, fears kind of just melt because it doesn't matter. We're here, we have a purpose in this world, and that is to fulfill our soul's mission. And from there, oh man, that feels good because you no longer care about what people, society tells you. I just want to be myself. I want to be true to my essence, and I want to express myself. And who cares about how other people are gonna perceive me or how they're gonna judge me? Who cares? Because I'm in alignment with my soul purpose, and I think that is beautiful what you're doing. So
Love it.
Thank you.
Thank you, Rose. That's an inspiring summary there. That's what I got from exactly what you just said.
Yeah.
Right? I feel like Vitaly really puts things into perspective. Who we're being, is that really who we're being, right? Who's right here?
right
Is that
here.
the expression that's coming through in our heart? Or is it the expression that's been indoctrinated in our head, or, like you said, Rose, like you said, Vitaly, by society, our family, our culture? Who are we being? Who are we? Are we being true?
Or being
Are we
true.
being present? Kristen, do you have a reflection? A
Yeah,
thought?
I do. I mean, think I shared with you, and Stuart, Vitaly, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. I did 8 static line jumps about 30 years ago in the UK, and I took up skydiving at the end of December. And I happened to be reading Letting Go by Dr. Hawkins at the time, listening it to on Audible on my journeys down to the drop zone. And that was super helpful in recontextualizing what I was doing in a state of gratitude. Because I had some time first weekend kind of hanging out the plane. I filed a custody modification for my kids, like for child support and stuff. And I was feeling this kind of guilt of I'm spending $4 grand on skydiving, yet I'm asking for this thing. And it wasn't from abundance. There was, fear, scarcity, and pride and all sorts of things, victim playing. But just being in free fall and being in absolute control of your circumstances outside of the variables that exist, it has brought me so present to myself and aligned me with my authenticity so much. That's been such a great part of my recent journey in the recent weeks is, seeing myself in a much more authentic way, or relating to myself in a much more authentic way, because it strips everything else away. Am I going to fall through the air in a managed way and I'm focused on it, or am I letting go of that which is important at the moment and worrying about other things outside? And it had to be the focus. It was a natural progression. And like you said, with people drinking the night before, jumping off and adding delay and not being, clear on what they're doing, those are very dangerous things. And I've been relating that presence to my own life on the everyday side of things, is how present am I to what I'm doing? How focused am I on the tasks at hand? And, although we are very passive in this life as a soul and this meat sack that we inhabit, there is a certain presence that we can gain. And I can see how addicts might lose their connection to the things they're trying to escape through skydiving or extreme sports, of letting go and putting a resistance to other things, but it can also, in the inverse, give you absolute connection to those important things and let go of the unimportant things. It's just about context and how you approach that, I think.
Thank you, Tristan. It's a beautiful reflection. Like it was great seeing you this weekend, and I see the piece. I like you're glowing. You look different. Like I really see that a big transformation. Yeah, just in your energy. Um, I've thought about skydiving. I still have this fear factor on this end. Fear still is there. But you guys
Carl,
did
where
inspire me
do you
to think
live?
about it.
Right now, Walnut Creek next to San Francisco.
Okay, cool. Maybe I'll come up and visit.
What, you live here?
Drag him out of plane.
Yeah, and actually, I started enjoying. I'm doing this group, like a gathering, skydive gathering. I call it fear therapy, and we just like creating this newbies, and we heading to skydive, and like a lot of people who first time jumping. So,
Vitaly, you said you're living in Walnut Creek. I'm in Pleasanton.
yeah.
We're 20 minutes away from each other.
No, I think it's 10.
Wow. Yeah, I was in Walnut Creek
Yeah, I'm
yesterday.
living for 2 hours. I moved here like sometimes in Morgan Hill. There's my wife, and I'm like a little bit right now create my own cave, man cave. Yeah, so I'm in Walnut Creek.
Okay.
We're neighbors.
We are. We ought to get together.
Yeah, let's go.
I've
Awesome.
got a friend in the
Let's
UK.
connect after.
Okay. Go ahead, Tristan.
I just say I've got a friend in the UK who I've just dropped the video in the chat. He's come through, he's on a mental health journey of wellness. He's been suicidal, an addict in the past, and he's helping other people going through mental health journeys with tandem skydives and free fall in the UK. He's actually participating in some focus groups for a mental health documentary that my friend is making this year. And I think there's another friend of mine in Florida. He's friends with another person.
Oh, you got muted yourself.
Sorry, I got a
Cut
friend in
off.
Florida who has a friend who's also working with skydivers, and the guy in the UK is they've got a helpline for skydivers that are going through mental health challenges that might feel suicidal and other things to support each other as well. So it's an incredible thing. The documentary's not too long. There's a hell of a lot more story to tell, but his brother is actually one of the military and swooping coaches down here in Skydive Arizona in Eloy, who I happen to know as well.
Okay.
So,
I would love to see, because for me it's also this topic interesting based on I had a good friend of mine, really successful, like recently, like 2 years ago, he did commit suicide, and then and I had so many questions, and and this is a period when the COVID hit, and I got three people different completely, like communities. They committed suicide, and I spoke to some people who have this ability to see the energies, and I believe to that. Sometimes it's a huge impact of the entities right now. Like I don't know what you guys believe, but sometimes is they planting the wrong thoughts into our head, and sometimes we cannot even control it. So it's like suicide. Sometimes it's not even because of these people. It's because it's some entities surrounds them, and they start like working on this person, which is trying to kill this person. Is
I would say sounds like we touched on another subject here, which I feel like
Yeah.
there's some good awareness to raise. If you guys have a resources that we could post on our Healing Conversations Facebook group page on suicide awareness, suicide support, just something that like a hotline or something that you guys have, I would greatly appreciate that. That would be something that I would love to share with our community to raise
I
more
would,
awareness and to let people know that they're not alone. I mean, I personally myself would make myself available just for conversations, but if there are, I mean, I'm not a suicide expert as far as, talking people through, but I can certainly hold space. But if you guys have like a 1-800 number or some sort of phone numbers that people or some resources, I would most definitely would love to post
I
that.
actually have one who actually was doing this the podcast early days about Jamie Lieber. He's one of the hero in my movie. The guy
Okay.
who had this drug addiction lifestyle, and then he transformed himself through skydive, and then he became this like motivational leader. He was dealing with the suicidal people. I would love. He's interesting, like character. Um, yeah, I think he would be. He was like doing his time in jail, and now he's completely. He doesn't drink for 3 years, completely sober, So he might be a good person who would run that topic.
Mhm. Yeah, appreciate any resources you can point my way, and I'll be glad to share with the community and get some more awareness out there. Just one person is affected, by us just caring and putting it out there. Then, how rewarding is that, right? Just the thought alone of sending love for people that are going through mental health struggles, right? That's
Yeah.
really also the inspiration of this to create space for people to come together and to share perspective, right? To get over our sometimes we're in a state of resistance with life and our perspective narrows and we get into a low vibrational state where we're just desperate and don't know a way out. But it's through this space, and I'm so thankful for you, Vitaly, and all the other guest speakers that take time out of their busy days and lives to share because it does affect us, right? Like we're positively being that light for people that are in darkness and showing them that there's a different way, there's a different perspective. And like you said, maintaining progress towards your life goals amidst challenges. And who doesn't have challenges, right? And here we are shedding light of awareness to show that there is a way through. So I so appreciate you, Vitaly.
Thank
Does
you.
anybody have any final thoughts, reflections? I know we're a little bit past the time, and I apologize for that. Otherwise, sounds like we're complete. I so appreciate you guys here. Until the next time, next call is Wednesday at 6. And so look forward to seeing you guys then. Thank you so much.
Fabulous. Thank you, guys.
Thank,
I love you
Thank
guys.
you.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Vitaly.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you
Vitaly.
for
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.
Bye, Celine.
Bye.
Thank you.